Your grandfather, yes, old Mick Fortune, he was taken by the fairies. Himself and Johnny Tollity was out in the field one evening as well, along with dogs. And the two dogs disappeared on him. And of course Johnny and the grandfather went to look for the dog. So they went in on the fairy path anyway, but that was the end of them. The fairies kept them going all night, till the next morning as well. And the two of them were hanging up by the end of the gate when they woke up. Your grandfather was taken by the fairies one time. He went into this field and he couldn't get out of this field. He walked all around and he couldn't find the gate. And I think it was Mickey Rebnan was along with him. That's young Rebnan grandfather. Couldn't find him. Couldn't find the gate. Up and down the field they walked. And ended up came to dark. Ended up the two of them had to stay in the field all night. The fairies took him. And tell you now about your grandfather. He went into a field one day and he seen this rabbit.
Daddy's father?
Daddy's father.
Yeah.
Your grandfather.
Yeah.
And he chased the rabbit all around the field. And far the rabbit went, he went after the rabbit. And he couldn't find his way back to the gate. No way he could find his way back to the gate. And he walked all around the field 3 or 4 times and he couldn't see no gate.
At night time?
It was getting dark now. So I ended up that he had to stay in the rain all night, in the field all night. It was a fairy. He was chasing a fairy around this field.
In the shape of a rabbit?
Yeah. So, your father seen the banshee. He going up the road one night at Lennon's Bridge.
Combing her hair?
And she was combing her hair, a big long head of hair. She combed away and she's come for all tools. O'Brien's rang with Owen. All area she'd follow. And it has happened that the banshee comb has been found on the roads by people and they'd had to hang it out to the window with tongs that she wouldn't just take the hand off you.
Sure, I remember one Saturday night when we were going to Mass when there was an O'Brien woman that died. We heard the banshee crying at Lennon Bridge.
Yeah, that was Peter's mother. She died the next day. Oh, she'll come for the like of that. She went up the road one night as well and heard this banshee crying all along the river. And a follies with you if you had or tools and a folly or don't know and all like that. And Peter Bryan's mother was dead the next morning. The banshee was crying for her. So that is true and two folly people. And Daddy seen her at the bog, or no, Jim Mary seen her at the bog lane. She was all dressed in purple and they had her hair down here. And we were told when we were young, if you found a comb on the road, you were never picking up or the banshee would follow you. Sure, they did follow people. They had to hand it down with the tongs through the window. That you take the hands off. What it did. So I'm telling you about poor old Peter's mother. We heard her that night going up the road.
Yeah.
And we got anyway, the next day we heard poor old Nanny was dead.
Nanny Bryan, yeah.
Nanny Bryan was dead. And the banshee came for her.
Oh, friggin'
She'd go all around the river. Hurry up and out here. Just start from out there, all around at the back of Donegal. And you'd hear her crying for hours and hours. She'd come for any oaths and sure, John Nail shot the banshee.
John told us that.
He shot the banshee.
He told us that.
He said it was only 8 birds.
Yeah, so he did. He told us that.
Remember years ago, Jack Hughes was taken by the fairies. He went into this field and he seen a rabbit in the field and he kept after the rabbit, chasing it from one field to the other. So it came about 6 o'clock and it started to get dark and Jack couldn't get out of the field. And the next morning, he don't know how next morning when he woke up, he was up in this big tree around the fairies' path. And that's where he slept all night. But sure, Jack went prayer after that. Sure, he took Jack Hughes up here. He went into the field. He seen this rabbit in the field
And he chased the rabbit all around the field. And as far as he'd go, the far the rabbit would go, Jack had run after the rabbit. No way he couldn't get out of the field either. And the rabbit had run, and Jack had run after the rabbit. Ended up that Jack got up in a tree. When he woke up the next morning, he was up in the tree and he didn't know how he got in the tree. It's the fairies that put him into it. Jack had a little shop. Yours brother.
Oh, up in Ballochna.
Yes. The fairies took him as well. He was out in the field one day chasing another rabbit. And he chased this rabbit and he chased it. No way he could get near the rabbit. Oh, he was chasing it for hours and hours. He was chasing the rabbit.
I remember you telling us this before, alright.
So, ended up like your grandfather, I got the ark as well. But Jack ended up that he had to sleep in a tree all night. The next morning Jack woke up and he got out of the tree and he went home. So Jack was afraid of his life after that, because we used to go up to the shop and Jack would always have the door shut. Wouldn't let anyone in, and we'd have to say to him who we were. Afraid of his life at the fair.
We'd have the shop door closed?
Yeah, afraid of being there by himself and May and Mika go off. They'd leave Jack there in the shop.
And you wouldn't let anyone in?
Wouldn't let anyone in. We'd have to tell him who you'd be.
When you go to the door?
Yeah, and Jack would
let you in then once you knew
we
you.
used to always say, Jack, you have to mind yourself, Jack, with the fairies will take you again. We used to say that to Jack.